Okay, so I'm looking after a new project to deliver a new telephone solution in Ireland. And the person that I'm speaking to today is Danny Jones, who has been identified as a key stakeholder in our project in terms of approving the project to go to a trial stage. I suppose my challenge is that I don't know them, so it's a first-time conversation. I don't know what he likes, what he looks for in terms of meetings, presentation styles, and so on. So it's a bit of a leap into the unknown for me in terms of being them. So I don't know what style he is. I think green to a yellow is probably.
So we kind of moved that round more to the bluey yellow.
Yeah. And that's just it, isn't it?
You think it's blue yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've discussed the law too.
Yeah.
Stats.
Yeah.
So I need to convince Dan to allow us to go to trial to prove the concept that we have, and that's the current stage of where I am. And once that happens and the trial is successful, then go back to him with a proposal to extend that into a full pilot.
What's his actual stake in it? So you say he's a stakeholder. What is his?
I've been directed to Dan from Thomas in terms of you need to get Dan's approval on this to go, because we need to make some network changes which will impact his service area.
Okay, so potentially increase network traffic.
Potentially. So if he doesn't buy into it, then we don't go any further yet.
Okay. Can we give it a go?
Okay.
So he's yellow glow, very peacefully.
Tommy, how you doing, mate?
Hi, Dan.
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to
Have a
meet you.
seat.
Thanks very much.
Ah,
Thanks for your time. I know you're a busy man.
that's all right. Good trip over.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Brian here, you get what you get.
You know what you get.
Dan, I'm conscious we've never met before.
Yeah.
So, just want to introduce myself and maybe give you a bit of background as to why I'm here today.
Yeah,
That's
it's
okay
good to meet you after all these emails.
Exactly, yes.
Just put a name to the box.
Exactly. So, I'm a project manager in the IT function in Ireland. And one of the projects that I'm looking after is to provide a new telephone solution
Right.
for our stores and for our
Right.
houses. And I've been directed by Thomas
Yeah.
I need to speak to you, run through my proposal, which is and get your approval to proceed with our trial.
Right.
I sent you some pre-read in the last email. Did you get a chance to read that?
I've had a chance to glance through it. I've not gone into depth as such.
Okay. Would you like me to give you a quick overview?
Give me a very quick overview.
Okay. So,
But as I'm understanding this, what you're talking about is a bit of a tactical solution for over here,
yes.
rather than the actual full functionality. Why difference for us?
Well, I suppose at the moment we don't have a group standard.
Right.
So, always the solution in Ireland and in other countries is specific to those countries.
Right.
And based on that fact, though we still don't have a strategic solution, I'm looking to continue with a tactical solution, which is right for the Irish business.
Right.
So,
Okay.
if there was a group solution that was there, yes, definitely we would look at that.
Yeah.
However, because it's not there at the moment, I'm looking for something which will meet the needs of the business.
But where I would maybe have concerns is in the compatibility with the systems that you have in the UK.
This isn't going to impact your systems in terms of there may be some small network changes we need to make.
Right.
But it's no major impact on the way the business will be operated in the UK. There may be some service changes that we will need to make. However, we've built that into our plan to discuss that with you once we actually know those changes.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay. So to give you background where the project started, there are two key drivers that we've been given by the business in Ireland. One is to improve communications both within the store and from the office to the store. And secondly, as with everybody, we need to cut our costs. We So we've spoken to our local service provider, Aircom, and we've come up with a solution which we believe will meet the requirements of business in terms of improved communication, but also deliver some significant financial benefits for the business. And we've been working with one member of your team, Dave Reynolds, in getting to this point in time. I must say Dave's been very helpful in pointing us in the right direction. So we're very pleased with what he's been able to give to us. So we've got a solution. We've put it through the test lab, and we've seen no major impact in terms of the basic operation of the store in terms of network traffic.
Right.
So we're quite happy. What we're proposing is not going to be a problem in terms of what we currently need the network for.
Right.
So we now have a list of changes which we need to make to the network to allow us to actually go into one store.
So I'm just going to stop you there, if that's okay. How do you think it's going?
Okay, I think I'm a little bit rushed at the moment, but I think I'm getting across what I want to get across in terms of what I'm looking for.
Okay. How do you think he's feeling with you?
I think he's okay at the moment in terms of what I can see that there's no group solution. We're doing something tactical. We're going through the right channels. We've spoken to people within his team.
Are you alright if I give you a tiny bit of feedback?
Yeah.
He's a green yellow. You're much more
Great.
detailed.
Yeah.
Your body language isn't matching him at all. You're very close up, and he's looking away. So I'm wondering if you actually match his body language a bit, which might help with rapport a bit. And what I really liked what you did was really lovely, very, very respectful introduction. Bit of background on me. I'm a project manager, so I thought that was all really nice. I feel like you might be going into a bit too much detail for this type of person, who's a bit more big picture. Details will send him kind of get lost. That's what I'm picking up on, because you're doing a lot of talking for quite a long time, and yellows. If he is quite yellow, he might be going. The energy for him might be going down in this meeting. So if we're thinking about adapting our style for him, you might want to kind of change your style a bit. Am I landing?
I think this sort of conversation requires quite a lot of detail. I don't think Dan would respond particularly badly to that, but it's quite a lot of big chunks of you pushing information to him without maybe checking in, making sure that he's kind of receptive to it, or he understands where you're going, or he understands why you're having a conversation with him.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. It's monologue time instead of making it more
it's
of a
always going to be a lot of
conversation.
information, but
Dan is quite pacey as well, so he's quite got that,
Yeah.
To be
Move on,
fair,
move on.
that's not unusual in Ireland.
In what sense?
Being pacey, it's not unusual.
I don't think that's
It's not something that I would say was wrong in this situation.
No, so in terms of Tommy, Dan will be very much, I get that. So,
Can we
so
get
you've done
to
the
the point?
detail with
Yeah.
Dave, and what was Dave's feedback? So, right, so get that right, and what I'm seeing here is, is that about right? And that's the way he will kind of, he's not going to do that detail because if his trusted man Dave has done the detail, Dan wants to understand a bit more of the bigger picture, what support looks like. That's the way he's going to.
so you think he'll check in himself effectively?
He'll be making
I
sure he's
understand.
got it right in his head.
Yeah.
So when someone says, what did you think about that, Dan? Yeah, well, I get it. And Tommy basically said, this is how it's going to run. And Dave's done the detail.
There's a reason when you said, had I read the detailed email, and I said, no, I just glanced over it, it all seems fine. I don't need to, I've given it to Dave.
He's not a detail man.
So, but one of the things I will say is I've had a question forming in my brain for the last sort of 7 or 8 sentences, and I was desperate to get it in, and so I haven't heard the last 7 or 8 sentences because my brain's been going. I want to just check with him on that point before I forget.
Yeah.
And so I've lost a little bit of what you've said.
So I would sort of kind of like be more focused, make this more interactive, Tommy, make it more of a conversation, and be a bit more big picture with him than go and tell him absolutely everything.
The only thing is that what I'm asking for is very specific. So it is, it's very difficult to look at the big picture when it's something so specific that
Okay,
I want
fine.
him to approve.
Fine, I don't know this, so just make it more interactive, involve him. Are you with me? Any questions, or just be with him in the conversation, include him?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go back to, would you like me to give you a quick overview?
Okay. So you got the pre-read.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you read it or whether you...
I had a quick glance through it, to be honest. I didn't have time for the whole thing, but I had a glance through, yeah. Yeah, it looks very interesting.
Okay. Has Dave Reynolds spoken to you about it? Because he's been...
Well, I passed it on to Dave, so yeah, he seems quite impressed, to be honest.
That's good.
So all good as far as I'm concerned from that point of view. The only thing that's, I noticed that what we're looking at here is not a group solution. We are looking at a tactical solution here, just for Republic.
Yeah, but I think at the moment, because we don't have a group solution, each country is...
We don't have a group solution at all.
No.
Right. I apologise for that. I thought there was a big group solution over there in England, and we were getting left out.
No. So, and the solution that we're looking to implement has been implemented in the US and in China. So it's
Right.
something which is seen as a solution for telecoms in countries.
Right.
And we're just trying to piggyback on that.
What does Aircom think of that?
Aircom are very pleased because it's got to give them some more business
Right.
along the contract with us.
Yeah.
And we get some significant financial benefits from them. So from the capital they'll get and from the ongoing revenue, it's going to be it's a good.
Given I understand that, but given the rapid expansion that we've had in the Republic, can Aircom cope with the amount of traffic we're expecting to be dealing with in the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, scale isn't a problem for them. The analysis we've done to date is for very low traffic at the moment based on our current call rate. So we have a load of scope for more stores and a much bigger call rate going through the system. So we
Right.
don't have any concerns about that.
Right. And you still have a video conferencing thing?
Where's that coming from?
It sounded good to me.
Video conferencing, that's so 80s.
Oh, sorry.
Tommy, what do you want from this meeting?
I want Dan's approval of what we presented to him. His team are happy with it, so we can go and do our trial.
Do you think you've got that yet?
I think close to the start, the conversation could have been always, yeah, I've read it, had a good look through it, Dave's reviewed it, and Dave's happy with it. I could have got up and walked away.
I don't think he implicitly reiterated that. So when he said that, Dave's happy with it. So he's saying, if Dave's happy with it, does that mean we have approval for anything else I need to say?
Yeah.
So that point away, because you could have actually
You could have
wrapped it up
closed.
within a minute.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through all that.
Yeah.
You should say, okay, Dave's happy, and then you're happy.
I agree, because it feels like now we're not really sure why we're having a
Yeah.
meeting, and he's asking a few questions that's lost its way a bit. What I really want to see from you, Tommy, is a bit more kind of on the front foot, like, okay, this is what I want from the meeting, so are you in agreement with that at that point when he said that?
Okay.
So you kind of raise your status and
I suppose I did it at the very start in terms of in my initial introduction.
yeah.
I said why I'm here, why I'm meeting you, and what I need from you. So that was done at the very start.
Sorry, that was so long ago.
If we
Sorry.
I threw that in because I knew it was time out anyway. If we forget that bit, if we just go from there
Yeah.
and try a bit of push.
Yeah, a bit of push
Just
is a
push
bit
that
more
bit.
kind of on the front foot. Just like as you were saying to Paul, okay, so can we agree or can I suggest, is this what we're in agreement
Having
with?
a conversation with our team.
Okay. So you've spoken, you've read the pre-read of it, I've given you,
Dave Brown was he actually was quite impressed, which is unusual, to be honest. So, no, well done on that. That's very good.
So based on those the regulations today, are you happy for us to proceed to a trial basis?
I think so, yeah. I mean, if it's a given that Aircom are able to cope with the volume of traffic, if they're able to cope with the increasing volume of traffic, it's easily quite an aggressive build rate. But given that Aircom are okay with that, and given that we're not going to be falling down every 10 minutes, I see no problem with it, to be honest. I think
Okay, that's great. Well, I'll go back to the task and say that we'll proceed. Yeah, and we'll take it forward. No, that's fine.
That is great. I would like to get up to date with
Yeah, how was that, Tommy?
It's strange. I don't know the guy. It's a bit technical. I don't think the conversation will actually go with that.
It'd be great if you could, wouldn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it could have gone a whole heap of ways. But I tell you why it
For
went
me,
that way.
it was so much clearer when you sort of said, so are you happy with that? You know, but when he was sort of going along with it, when you clarified it, so you used a bit of push style, and he was like, yeah. It sort of made it sound, for me, it was kind of going on in lots of different directions, and suddenly it kind of brought the meeting some focus.
If there hadn't been any objections, they would have come out at that point and given you an opportunity then to answer those objections and to handle those objections. Where we're getting you to, really, with this guy, and I take the point that I could have been any one of 1,000 different characters, because we don't know what this guy is really like. But given that we know he's probably a bit of a yellow and a bit of a green in there as well, he's likely to be a little bit like that, potentially.
And I would have also said this is a moment for commitment and consistency, because if you've got a yellow saying yes, the yellow might not remember.
So you said yes tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, I've forgotten. Did we say that? So I think it might have been an opportunity to go. Okay, so.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Just when you said, so I've got you put it back down. It's all right with you. Can you just respond to my email saying you got your approval? Just so that I can sign it.
Yeah.
And he would have said, yeah, not a problem. Just said, I approve. Right, and he would have sent an email over there or whatever. But I always do that.
Yeah, definitely. So then you get that commitment. So a commitment is sometimes just a small thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
go back and wait for a piece of paper. Back double check. Okay. He approved it.
yeah, but really nice job, Tommy.
Yeah.
Nicely adapted, getting more clear, straight to the point, and more succinct. Definitely with the